So I was looking in my closet where the 12 long boxes I have left um, reside. And I just randomly picked this. I don't know why I kept it. It's a Zero Hour Batman book from Zero Hour happened in 94. September 94 is what we have here on the cover. It's $1.50, and it is a retelling of Batman Year One, the Frank Miller from just 8 years previously. Not gonna. Well, it's tough not to talk about this with not getting into the many reboots DC did after 1985. It began with Crisis. Crisis didn't quite work out, and it kind of trailed along for a while. And I think Zero Hour was the first attempt to try to really reboot things. And I'm not sure it was that successful. It really impacted Legion of Superheroes, but long story short, they did zero issue. Well, no, that's not a zero issue. Oh well, this is not the issue I was thinking about, but here it is. It's a Batman book during the Zero Hour Crisis, and you can find the Zero Hour Crisis out there, and it's very specific to a time and place. It has something to do with Hal Jordan as Parallax. It's it's all the fallout from like Death of Superman and John Paul Valley Batman stuff. It's what do we do here and why. So anyway, that's Zero Hour. I'm sure you can just wiki that and have yourself a time. Well, I just want to geek out on this issue because I have a feeling. Let's look at the playoff ad on the back here. This is what happens when it gets stuck in the same piece of plastic and the same board for let's just say 20 years and call it a day. But I love this. This is oh, wrong ad. Well, it's a Stridex ad. Okay. I see what's happening. I must have switched comics because at one time there was a Stridex ad here. But we can also see what's left of the playoff ad. So this two books lived here back in the day. But there is the acid for the boards. How about that? Now the issue itself, I don't know, looks okay. Ooh, Hawkman. Hawkman didn't survive Zero Hour, but the Messer Lobes, I enjoyed this Hawkman run. The Hawk World Hawkman run. This wasn't so bad. I kept those. It's worth a read. I smell this book. It's another one of those books, they still probably made them in a small town in Illinois they were printed in. Forget the name of the town. And you had the little newspaper print, and I think we, not to be an old man yelling at the cloud, right? Even at the time in the 90s when everybody went to glossy print, they were still printing some issues in a kind of newsstand paper format, and I would try to request those, but there's like no way the comic shop owner knew what he was getting, at any particular time. I remember Cable had deluxe runs versus newsstand runs, and I always like the feel of the newsstand runs. That's what comes to mind. But the book itself, yeah, it's a nice geek out. I don't think I can go any further with the doc cam for you, but it is a nice little 90s romp into the memory. Who's doing the art, and can I pronounce their name? Okay, so this is standard Chuck Dixon. I do not know Graham Nolan. I'm sure that is familiar with the inker, but these names are familiar to me. All right, it's a classic Batman lineup for September 94. And yeah, these are some great lines. Look at this. This is a fine Batman book. Oh wow, Blank Man. Did I ever see Blank Man? Did anyone? It wasn't it didn't quite work out, did it? All right, we got the. Ooh, was this the Mortal Kombat game? It was for Super NES, Genesis, Game Boy, Game Gear. Game Gear. Okay, I'm losing me. I gotta move myself over here. So I don't think that improved anything, did it? Can I do this instead? Yeah, maybe. Okay. All right. I have nothing in particular, but it's nice just to geek out to a comic. There's Alfred doing something. See, we have the death of Superman happen, and this is when the market got kind of flooded. Uh, but hey, at least it wasn't a lenticular cover, eh? We can all feel good about that. I like these classic panels with the action. This reminds me of the '84 Marvel team up issue with Monica Rambeau's Captain Marvel. I like these classic, almost Neil Adams inspired lines. Now who's doing the art here? And I'm gonna have to look. That person, Graham Nolan penciler, and Bob McLeod, the guest inker. All right. Well, this is great. And I was always a story-driven person, not an artist. I can appreciate how the art works. Never felt comfortable just going through some of the specifics, but it's a nice little story here. Now you can see here, it can almost, this isn't the, is this a trick of light? Maybe it is a trick of light. Okay, so that's the halfway point. So there's my Batman. That's a Batman geek out. I have nothing else. No trivia today. There it is. There's 0 month. Hey, Impulse. Remember Impulse? Oh god, this guy. This guy was Fate. It's at least Starman was here, right? But Fate was an attempt to do something with Dr. Fate that had very little to do with Dr. Fate. So they like killed Dr. Fate or something, and they melt his helmet down into this, and you can't see it all, which is a shame. But it's this this wrap he put on his wrist. And I don't think they were just trying to make him some kind of anti-hero assassin. It failed. Either Robinson or Jeff Johns brought Dr. Fate back in JSA, got rid of this dude, whatever his name was. And Batman's doing. Oh, there's the Stridex. Wow. This answers my question. So not only, okay, let's now I'm back to this. Nice letter page. We're remembering something. I don't know. So not only did this football card ad bleed through, but the oil from this Stridex ad on the other side of the cover also bled through here. This is almost like a piece of which is why it's not mirrored. It says Stridex. So there it is. Wow. Do they still make Stridex? Not. I think I had a few pads in the day. Wow. So there is the Stridex ad. Wow. I haven't heard that term in a long time, being an old man like I am. Stridex. Wow. So there it is. That's a 0 hour Batman. I also have, this is Detective Comics from July 94. I know I'm looking down, I can see this. Something's going on in here too. Same story, taking up enough of everyone's time today. So I'd like to thank my 5 viewers for tagging along on this this small episode of Dave Looks at a Comic, and not very closely either. This is just the aesthetic experience of finding random comic stuck in a board and bag for like, I don't know. Maybe, I don't think we're going back to 94 on this, but we may. This may go back to the time I bought it in 94. That is a long time. Longer than I'd like to think. But such is are the workings of the time. All right, well. Whew, not my best show. I'm going to stop and call that one a day.